Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Meritorious Dhamma friends. Now we have come to the meditation session. Now is the time for us to meditate. So, meditating will help us to calm our mind. Even learning Dhamma will help us to calm our minds. So, to calm our mind, we should think thoughts that are calming our minds. We shouldn't think thoughts, we shouldn't think such thoughts that are harming our mind and damaging the serenity of the mind. So we should think in a way that we could be able to calm our mind. If we don't calm our minds will get agitated, and we will not have, we will not know what to do and to do things properly. So, an agitated mind is like a fish pulled out from water. Just think you pull a fish from water, pull out a fish from water, it quivers, right? So, that's like that. And children, Buddha said that our mind goes on long journeys. Our mind goes on long journeys. So, to overcome that nature, we should meditate. And remember, the mind should always be in the present. If the mind goes to the past, then you won't live in the present, because we are living in the present now. The body is also in the present. So we should live in the present. Whatever that, when we talk to people, sometimes when people say things, the body is next to him, but the mind is somewhere else. In the school also it's the same. In the school, uh, so you are in the classroom, but the mind is somewhere else. So that shouldn't happen, dear Dhamma friends. So we should take our mind to one place, calm our minds to realize the Four Noble Truths. So remember, to realize the Four Noble Truths, we should calm our minds. Without calming our minds, it's difficult for us to develop wisdom. Only by calming our minds, we can develop the wisdom and see how unwholesome thoughts arises and fades away. We should be able to watch our mind. Some people, uh, like now Buddha said, before we say something, we should know. While say something, at least while we are saying something, we should know what we are talking and what we are telling. At least if a person is not aware what he's telling and talking, that person should be uh, aware at least after saying something. So before telling something, while telling something, or at least after saying something. So before doing action, while doing action, and after doing action, a person should be aware what he's doing. Then a person will have the chance to figure out what is he doing. So we learn about Arahant Bakkula, and it's a nice sutta. So there we learn many great qualities of Arahant Bakkula, and I will teach you again. I will summarize again the qualities for you all after the meditation session is over. I will explain again to you all the great qualities that Arahant Bakkula developed in his life. So now we have to meditate. So sit in a comfortable posture. Sit in a comfortable posture. Close your eyes and think according to what I say. Now we are going to think of the Buddha. We're going to imagine the Buddha's great qualities. So think according to what I say. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, eradicated passion, hatred, and delusion. Supreme Buddha purified the body, speech, and mind. Even in secrecy, did not commit any misdeeds. Guarded sense faculties, controlled sense faculties. The sense faculties are eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So, Buddha guarded these sense faculties. Like his eyes were not turning everywhere. He was able to control the eyes, he was able to control his eyes and to just see what he wanted and to omit what he doesn't want, what he didn't want, and to omit what is unbeneficial in life to see. Same with the ear, same with the nose. And through the eye, Buddha did not accumulate karma. With the ears, Buddha did not accumulate karma. Supreme Buddha purified the body, speech, and mind. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is an Arahant. Arahant. Supreme Buddha realize the Four Noble Truths without anyone's help. Supreme Buddha, in this way, is a Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddho. Samma Sambuddho. Supreme Buddha recollected past lives. Now think wisely. Buddha had the ability to recollect the past lives, to remember the past lives in an unlimited manner without not just one or two lives, not seven births, not 10 births backwards, unlimited. Think that Buddha had that ability to see past lives. Supreme Buddha saw the passing away of other beings. Supreme Buddha eradicated all taints, developed great virtue, concentration and wisdom. In this way, the great Buddha is Vijacharana Sampanno. Supreme Buddha. Now think wisely. Supreme Buddha followed the Noble Eightfold Path. And achieved true happiness. That is Nibbana. In this way, the great Buddha is Sugato. Sugato. Supreme Buddha understood all worlds, that is human world, animal world, Titan's world, hell worlds, divine worlds and Brahma worlds, and other worlds. By understanding all these worlds, the Buddha escaped from all these worlds, was not reborn, and experienced suffering. In this way, the great Buddha is Lokavidu. Lokavidu. Lokvidu. Supreme Buddha. Don't think anything else. Recall what I say. Think what I say genuinely. Naturally think about the Buddha. Imagine the qualities and the abilities that Buddha had. Try to think of the abilities that Buddha had. The abilities and the qualities that Buddha developed. Don't think other things. Supreme Buddha became a great teacher, an incomparable teacher for taming others. Supreme Buddha had psychic powers, read others' mind, and taught the sublime Dhamma. In these three wonderful ways, the Buddha tamed all beings. The Buddha was able to tame others, endowed in these great qualities. In this way, the Supreme Buddha is Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi. Supreme Buddha became a great teacher for gods and humans. In this way, the great Buddha is Sattadeva Manusanang. Sattadeva Manusanang. Supreme Buddha taught the sublime Dhamma without holding anything back. In this way, the great Buddha is Buddha. Is Buddha. In this way, Supreme Buddha cultivated all these qualities. Was unique to have all these qualities. In this way, The Supreme Buddha is Bhagava. Is Bhagava. The Supreme Buddha was unique to have all these qualities. Buddha is an Arahant. Buddha is a Samma Sambuddha. Think. Buddha is Vijjacharana Sampanno. Buddha is Sugato. Buddha is Lokavidu. Buddha is Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati. Sattadeva Manussana. Buddho Bhagavati. Slowly open your eyes. Dear adults and dear children, so we meditated. Now, how do you feel? So, now it's 10:07. So we will have to get ready for the Buddha Puja at 10:30. And before that, I would like to remind and teach you the 41 qualities that Arahant Bakkula had. So you remember the story, right? Arahant Bakkula, when he was a small child, he was dropped off in the river uh, by a servant, and then a fish swallowed the baby boy, and then a fisherman caught that fish, and then that fish was taken by another girl, and then that fish was cut, and then the baby boy was still alive. Then later, that boy belonged to two families, and he was known as Bakkula. And at the age of 8 years, he became a monk. And uh, a friend known as Achela Kassapa came to meet Arahant Bakkula and asked whether he has lived, how many times he has lived with a woman after becoming a monk. Then he said, "You shouldn't ask like that. What you should ask me is, have you ever had uh, those thoughts of living with a woman ever in the monk life?" Then Arahant Bakkula replied, saying that, uh, Arahant Bakkula replied, saying, uh, I can't remember, or I am not aware even such a lustful thought arose in my mind. That's the first quality. Not a lustful thought has arose in his mind. Then the second quality is, uh, he has never had uh, thoughts of hatred in his life. No count. He never had thoughts of hatred in his life. Then the third one, uh, he has never thoughts of harming others. He had never thoughts of harming others. So then he had never thoughts. He had never developed thoughts of sensual pleasures. I need that. Like, I need this food. I need that house. I need this scooty. I need that. Then I need these pair of slippers. I need this robe. No thoughts of sensual pleasures. Just he's happy whatever he gets. No hope or no wish for new things. So try to develop such a mind. Then Arahant Bakkula says, uh, now I have lived for almost close to 80 years. 80 years in the monk life. That means he has already become 160 years now. This Achela Kassapa has met Arahant Bakkula when Arahant Bakkula was 160 years in his last stage of his life. Then he has never had thought of uh, thoughts of hatred, thoughts of ill will towards others. Then the next one is he has never accepted a robe offered by lay people. Then he has never uh, cut robes from his hands to stitch a robe. Then he has never used a needle to stitch a robe even. Then first one, he has never cut a robe. Then the other one, he has never used a needle. Then he has never dyed the robes. Now the color of these robes fades away after some time. But when he washed his robes, he has to wash it properly. So he has never colored or dyed his robes. Then he has never sew or stitched a robe for a Katina ceremony. Then he has never appointed monks to prepare robes even. Then uh, he has never accepted food and gone to houses when he was invited to have food. Why didn't he go to houses to eat food? Because when he go from house to house, the food that he gets is the food that was prepared for lay people to cook at homes. But when he's invited to houses, people will have to prepare food for him, especially. So he didn't want to accept that food. He was that much detached and content. Then Arahant Bakkula says that he has never thought if someone can invite me for a food, like you all think if someone could invite me for a party. So now imagine if one of your friends does not invite you for a party and your friends invite other friends, but your close friend don't invite you, how do you feel? But see, Arahant Bakkula, even if the other monks are invited for meals at other houses, he does not have any problem. Why? Early itself, he have a strong hope. May people not invite me. So may I am a person be, may I be a person not to be invited for dana. Then whether he is invited or not, it's not a problem for him. But for normal people, if a person is not invited for an opening ceremony, if a person is not invited for a wedding, they think so much. If your friends go on a trip without telling you, how do you feel? But did Arahant Bakul had that sickness? No. Then you all also should overcome that sickness very soon. Then, dear children, Arahant Bakula says, uh, see the next one. He has never consumed food in a house. He has not gone to a lay people's house and sit and taken dana. He has never gone to house, sit and taken dana. Dana means food, alms food. Then Arahant Bakula says, he has never gone inside a house and taken food. See the amazing qualities. Then for his eight, now this is not just 1 or 2 years, okay? For 80 years, he has practiced this. For 8 years, he has practiced this quality. Imagine the amazing qualities he had. Then, then he can't even remember a sign of a woman. Then will he think, oh, in vain I became a monk, I would have lived a lay life. Then I will have children to take care of me. There'll be someone to make me a tea in the early morning. There'll be someone to wash my clothes. Did he had those thoughts? No. Why? He did not have those hopes. So he can't even remember a sign of a woman. So there were nuns also like that who couldn't remember a sign of a man. Then they live peacefully. Now here what happens if we meet someone in the school, in the supermarket, we come home and think of them again and again. If we see a superstar in a film or in a teledrama, after the drama is over, we are thinking about that person. Right? At that time, if we die, we will be born as an insect in that person's body. If you like to be born in other people's bodies as an insect, think of other people again and again. Useless. It's useless to think. Unnecessary to think. Think about the Buddha. Think about the great Arahants. Think about Arahant Bakkula. Now I'm giving you a assignment, children. Try to think Arahant Bakkula's great qualities for 1 week and count the number of times you thought of Arahant Bakkula. Do this as a meditation. Read this, at least keep a paper and read Arahant Bakkula's qualities and try to memorize by heart. Remember by heart. Arahant Bakkula. Then Arahant Bakkula says, not even a sign. That means Arahant Bakkula can't remember even the sign of an eye or nose or ear or tongue. He can't remember. Then he has not preached Dhamma to a woman, not more than 4 verses even. Not at least 4 verses. What to think about the sutta? Now you might be wondering why now the other monks are preaching. Yeah, the monks are preaching, but then there were monks who were totally secluded. You know what happened, children? One day, after actually during King Dharmashoka's time. So King Dharmashoka went on a tour to see some stupas. So there was a stupa where a stupa that was built for Arahant Bakkula. Arahant Bakkula's relics were enshrined in that stupa. So then, when he was visiting the stupas, the person who was taking the guided tour told Emperor Dharmashoka, "Look, this monk, he was so content. He did not preach Dhamma. He did not. He lived a life like this. Then he offered for other stupas. He offered more offerings, but then to Arahant Bakkula's stupa, he offered offering. What happened? Even the offering rolled back to his foot." To Dharmashoka's side. He offered a gold coin. What happened? The gold coin again rolled back and came back to King Dharmashoka's side. That much, even after the passing away of Arahant Bakkula's uh, amazing powers, Arahant Bakkula's glory did not even accept a offering that was offered even after passing away. Not even the relics accepted something offered. So imagine how meritorious, how powerful Arahant Bakkula was. That much he was detached to gains. That much, because imagine these gains are very, like, they will act like venomous serpents later. When you lose gains, people don't know what they are doing. When they start getting gains, they become proud. See how our human life can be changed just because of a gain and a loss. The entire body changes, the entire life changes just because of a gain and a loss. Just because of a praise and blaze, the entire life can change. The entire lifestyle can change. The entire thinking pattern can change. Why? Not having one thing, the protection from the Buddha's teachings, just like an umbrella, the mirror of Dhamma. Then, dear Dhamma friends, dear adults and children, uh, Arahant Bakkula has never visited the nuns' monastery. Arahant Bakkula, he has never preached Dhamma to nuns. Arahant Bakkula has never preached Dhamma to a novice nun. Arahant Bakkula has never ordained monks. Now, if I imagine, if a monk think, what if I can have 100 monks? If I can have 200 monks under me? Such a monk, what happens? His idea is only to ordain monks. Ordaining monks is good, but then if he can't do that, he should have a way to be happy. So Arahant Bakul had that method. Now, like our teacher have ordained more close to 1,000 monks, but not all the monks can ordain 1,000 monks. So the other monks who were unable to ordain 1,000 monks, if they were only able to ordain 5 monks, they should be happy with that, content. Then the next one is Arahant Bakula's great qualities. Mm, he can't remember ordaining anyone. Then next one, he has never uh, given high ordination. He has never given high ordination to anyone. There were other monks who's doing that. So there were monks who ordain others, who high ordain others, being detached. Arahant Bakula, he was detached mentally and physically both. There are such characters in a Buddha Sasana. You meet all kinds of various monks in a Buddha Sasana. Then he has never told anyone, okay, keep me as a teacher, take me as a teacher, and you live as a student. He has never forced anyone to be as a student under him. Now there are teachers, okay, you listen to me, do what I say, do what I say. If the students doesn't do what the teacher says, the teachers can't bear it. Arahant Bakkula was not like that. What he delighted was only in Nibbana. What he delighted was only in good qualities like contentment, just living a secluded life. He lived happily like a swan. The nature of a swan, the weight that the swan has is only the weight of the wings. The weight that now a swan does not have a nest. A swan does not have a house. A swan does not have clothes and things like what human beings have. So the nature of a swan is they go to a pond, they catch a fish and go to another pond. They go from pond to another pond. So when they go from this pond to another pond, they don't take things from the previous pond to the other pond. So Arahant Bakkula lived like a swan. So do we live like swans? Think. Think yourself. Then Buddha preached like this. Arahant Bakkula says, now I am almost living for 8 years as a monk. Then Arahant Bakkula has never kept a novice monk as attendant, because usually monks have attendants. Monks have novice monks as attendants, but Arahant Bakkula never had. He did this work on his own. Now imagine, now Arahant Bakkula is telling all these qualities after he became 160 years. So even after coming to the last stage of his life, he didn't want an attendant. That much he was healthy. So today onwards, start offering a oil lamp to Arahant Bakkula and obtain and expect well-being and good health for your life. And bless all the people in this world for them to have good health from the good merit that you accumulate by offering oil lamp flowers to Arahant Bakkula. Then, uh, dear children, Arahant Bakkula has never spent time in a sauna. Then Arahant Bakkula has never used soap. Now today I heard in shops today these days there's no soap bars, no soap to buy. Now imagine how you're going to survive. Now if Arahant Bakkula was living in Sri Lanka right now, he would never suffer. He has never used soap. Then Arahant Bakkula has never let the other monks to massage his body. Arahant Bakkula has never let other monks to massage his body, his head or hands, even his legs. Not even for a moment taking milk from a cow, I have felt ill in my life of 160 years. In his life of 160 years, he has never felt ill. Not even for a moment, like 15 minutes, he has felt ill. And for these 160 years, he has never used medicine. Then Arahant Bakkula, he has never lied down on a bed for 160 years. That means he had only three. He used only three postures: standing, sitting, walking. No sleeping. Arahant Bakkula says uh, he has never lived near to a village. That means he has lived in the forest. Arahant Bakkula has never lived in a monastery that is close to the village, even. Not even a monastery that is close to the village. That means far away from the village. Arahant Bakkula says after he became a monk, within 7 days, only 7 days he has eaten food without becoming an arahant. Only 7 days it has taken for him to become arahant. On the 8th day he has become arahant. Then Arahant Bakkula says, uh, then after telling this, uh, his friend Arahant Bakkula's friend Achela Kassapa became an monk. He decided to become a monk and became Arahant. Then afterwards, what happened? Uh, Arahant Bakkula, after all this, after he became 160 years, he came out from his kuti and told the other monks that he's going to pass away. So Arahant Bakkula knew when he's going to pass away, and that is another marvelous quality that he had. And finally, while the Sangha is seated in front of him, surrounded him, around him, he he uh, he remained in the middle and attained the Mahaparinibbana. That is the final passing away of Arahant Bakkula. Altogether, I think there are 41 qualities. So try to practice these 41 qualities of Arahant Bakkula. So be happy we learn Arahant Bakkula's qualities. So now we have to do Buddha Puja. So take a short break, children. So take a short break and get ready to do the Buddha Puja. Now go to the kitchen or to the place that where the food is prepared, or else you go and serve food to the Buddha, and then hope to meet you again at 10:45 to do the Sambuddha Vandana. Place all the offerings in the Buddha in front of the Buddha statue and sit in front of the Buddha shrine, and we will again come online again at 10:45. Namo Buddhaya.